Good morning. Is my microphone working?
Yes, I hear you, Ron.
Awesome, thanks.
And now I see you. I love your shirt.
Thank you.
Morning, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, all.
I'm filling in at a couple branches that we're filling a position for branch manager. And today is story time at the branch where I am. So I can see all these little heads going past the window.
That's always fun.
It is fun, especially when they're not your kids, you know. Everything they say can be funny to me.
Lisa, I got one of those shirts too. I wore it earlier this week.
You did. I was talking and you couldn't hear me. Yeah, I got a long sleeve and a short sleeve, and I'm backwards. I can't do it right, but yeah, I like it. I get a lot of compliments on it.
I also wore that shirt this week, so yeah, we should coordinate, guys.
We should.
There, Sue.
We can't hear you. You need to unmute.
Now you can hear me. All right, I have to get the agenda up. Are we ready to roll? Oh, yes, we are. It's 10:01. All right, so I'm going to call this meeting to order. I'm assuming Rebecca is here. Yes, taking a minute. All
Yep,
right.
I'm here.
Great, wonderful, thank you. All right, so we are going to approve the minutes from the December 1st meeting. I would call for a motion to approve in a second, please.
I move we accept the minutes. It's Diane.
Thank you, Diane. A second, please.
I'll second that, Michael Davis.
Thank you, Michael. All in favor? Let's just say, okay, so we're gonna do it like this. If there's any opposition, please either raise your hand or unmute and tell us if there's any opposition. Otherwise, we will just approve the motion as stated. It's hard to do these things on a Zoom when some people are muted, some people are not showing videos, so it's hard to show a raised hand. So I'm just going to ask for those in opposition to speak up. So committee reports, Circulation Committee. Rhonda, what do you have for us today?
All right, so if you got the packet that Mickey sent out, you saw a lot of what we've been doing for the last 2 months. Our main thing that we're happy to announce, and in fact, people are already signing up for, is our regional in-person circulation training days. One will be Wednesday, March 15th at Poplar Bluff, and one will be Thursday, March 30th at Barry Lawrence at their Monette, I believe it's pronounced branch. I know we get a little bonus when we're at Poplar Bluff. Tony Miller, the chairman of the reports committee, is going to come in and do a little bit, about up to an hour of time for questioning on reports. And he's already produced a lot of helpful things, and I would highly encourage that you go to his reports committee meeting today at 2. So Tony, there's a little plug for that, but I just think with some of the upcoming changes, Tony has reported to me that part of the reason we're not getting quick results from practicing on the Simple Reporter is that we're dealing with just that little snapshot picture, and that is what's slowing it down. So my hope is that Wednesday, or next Wednesday on the 15th, when we actually are at 3.9, all of that will start working a lot more smoothly. I guess I would say that we would be getting the results that we want. The other thing I did want to pass on is that we do have a new committee member, Brian Cleveland from Rawls County. So we're very pleased to have him join us. We talked about at the last committee meeting that we did not really see that many changes in moving from 3.8.1 to 3.9.1. One of the main things that is different is you will now have the option to have a patron pick their preferred language. And then you would be able to optionally have your template set up to where their messages would be sent in their native language. And so there is I forget how many, I should have looked again, how many languages there are. But if you have a strong ethnic community in your library district, that might be an option that you would want to consider. Other than that, I just want to say we'd love to welcome you to our next meeting. It's next Tuesday. No, it's February 28th, excuse me, on a Tuesday at 11. And so we hope to see you there.
Great, thank you, Rhonda. That's exciting. I know you're excited for all these in-person trainings. And maybe if Robin is on our call a little bit later, maybe she might talk about the grant opportunities that we could have for Show Me Steps, and we can send library personnel to attend some of these meetings as well. So I'm going to go next to Kate, cataloging committee. What do you have?
Good morning, everybody. Since our last membership meeting, we have had 2 cataloging meetings. The highlights that we discussed is, let's see, new templates that Liz has authored for us that are live on in the catalog. We talked about OCLC symbols versus our Missouri Evergreens short codes. Those are 2 different things. And foreign language subject headings. And then we talked a lot about parts in for both magazines, AV materials, and even monograph materials, books. There is a document. There are ways, there's a right way and a wrong way to add parts, and it's very important for everybody in the catalog, including circulation and cataloging, that those parts are added correctly. So we spent a good amount of time talking about that. We have a meeting this coming Monday, but the committee met before this upcoming meeting this Monday as well. And we have some things on the horizon. We are going to be writing detailed instructions on how to work the cataloging reports that we get from Equinox every month. So we hope to have those done by the end of April. We are working on a way to set on order bib records kind of apart so that people can tell the difference between what is an on order MARC record and what is something that, you know, is already in the working and being used in the catalog. And let's see if I'm missing anything. And then of course, and Mickey or someone might be speaking about this later in the meeting, but we are working with the Equinox has done a whole permissions audit for us. And so we are continually working and trying to get a handle on permissions, and because permissions do come into play with our best practices and our policies. I think that's it. Like I said, we have a meeting on Monday, February 13th. Of note, both Liz and I will be presenting at the International Evergreen Conference that is in April. We both have programs that we will be presenting separately, and then we're doing one together. And I think Diane is the only other Missouri Evergreen person that she has also had a program that has been accepted and will be presenting at the International Evergreen Conference. Speaking of the international community, I just wanted to quickly go over that registration for the International Evergreen Conference is open. Early bird ends next Friday, the 17th. It is very far away, so you might, look into grant opportunities to perhaps be able to go to that. And it is very close to our own Missouri Evergreen Users Conference as well. So I can't wait to see you guys at the Users Conference. The International Evergreen Conference is also very worth going to, though I understand that the Missouri Evergreen Users Conference might take priority for a lot of you. Does anybody have any cataloging questions for Liz or I? Thanks, guys.
I'm gonna jump in here a minute and talk about the fact that we have also scheduled regional trainings. So I'm going to put the link in the chat. And we have 6 upcoming. I'm the person who I like to schedule everything pretty far in advance, or try to at least like get them all out. So some of them are coming up rather quickly. The first one's going to be at Cedar on 3/3, so March 3rd. That's a Friday. So it's coming up rather quickly. It's less than a month. We have one at Rolla on 3/24, Bowling Green 4/6, Livingston 5/19, Poplar Bluff 6/9, and then rounding us out will be Trails Regional 6/23. So I'd scheduled 3 and then sent out an email and then scheduled the other 3. So I'll be sending out another email saying the other 3 are scheduled, but feel free to pass that link along. And that's where you can sign up, that, register that, oh, hey, I'm coming, or, whatever. And just another note about Kate talking about the parts. After we talked about that, I had several people reach out and be like, why can't I do this? Basically, everyone should be able to make parts. That's the whole, it was in basic cataloging training. So if you are supposed to be able to do this and you cannot, please send me a message and I will look at your permissions and make sure they are correct and you are able to do what you're supposed to be able to do. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Kate and Liz. I am just so excited. Even Rhonda, a new circulation committee member. We've got trainings for circulation. We have trainings for cataloging. I like the fact that they're all kind of spread out across the state so people can travel easily. And just know that, if you need any kind of help whatsoever, we are here to help you. There is no dumb questions. There are no dumb questions. It's a question. If you've got a concern or a question, just reach out to us. We've all been there at one point in time. So going further down our agenda, Tony with reports.
Hello, everyone. Get my camera up here. We're pretty much just waiting to see how Simple Reports will work. I think it's going to work really well once it's fully active. I've done some trainings since we had our last meeting. I'll do some more trainings. I'll do a short training this afternoon on where you can go to find some how-tos that other people have done about reports. And that's about it. Not much else has been going on.
Well, thank you, Tony, for sharing those resources in advance of your meeting today. Once again, that's today at 2 p.m. You'll find the link in your inbox. I'm sure that Tony sent that out.
Yes.
If not, it's also on the Missouri Evergreen calendar. Most of our monthly trainings, our monthly committee meetings are on that Missouri Evergreen calendar. So that should be very easily accessed through our website, moevergreenlibraries.org, and just make sure that you've got that meeting calendar and kind of tracking all these committee meetings, because that's where you're going to get a lot of your one-on-one attention. Correct, Tony? I know you kind of go into a little bit more detail, right?
Oh, yes. I mean, I'll usually do some sort of training, but I'm always open for questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Right, moving on to onboarding committee. Leanne, are you here?
No, she's not. She's not on my attendance roster.
Okay, thank you, Rebecca.
Sue, could I make a comment? I've been working with Leon on a couple of things. I'm sorry she's not here, but one of the things that we've been talking about is the turnover in library director and other key staff at our member libraries, and how the onboarding committee can provide support for incoming directors and other staff members that are new to Missouri Evergreen. So hopefully in the next couple of months, that project that we've been discussing now for some time will come to some fruition, and we'll have some kind of an onboarding packet or onboarding process specifically targeting new directors, new people coming into Missouri Evergreen that need a quick overview and a quick up to speed on that. So that's what Leanne and I have been discussing.
Thank you, Mickey. Yeah, I knew that she's been working pretty hard on a few things. So thank you for that update for our general membership. All right, I guess now it's my turn. Okay, like you haven't heard me enough. We've got a new executive board member, Karen, from the director from DeSoto Public Library. Welcome, Karen, to the board. What else do we have going on? Thank you, Mickey, for outlining this so well on the agenda for me. Catalog upgrade, and that's next Wednesday. It will occur overnight. We've got a lot of things we're hoping that will be enhancements to our ILF. The main thing is that simple reporter. I'm really excited to see how well that's going to work and function for all of us. Let's see, migration calendar. Mickey, do you want to talk a little bit more about the migration calendar or not?
Yes, I would. And I thank you for just a couple of minutes. We have had a lot of activity in our migration calendar for 2023. We've had some little hiccups with some possible funding issues later as we change fiscal years with the automation grants, but everything seems to have ironed itself out nicely. And I wanted to present the confirmed migration calendar for 2023 to everyone. Right now in process, we have Mississippi County Library in Charleston with another branch coming in. Hi, Stephanie. Nice to see you. And we are working hard with Stephanie and with the Equinox team to bring them in as our first new member in 2023. Following Mississippi County, we'll be bringing in St. Joseph Public Library, which is on my side of the state over in the Kansas City side. And Mary Beth Rebels and her staff have been working again with us, the Equinox team, and with the Missouri Evergreen team to begin their migration from Circe Donics into Missouri's Evergreen catalog. That is on schedule for a May 11th go live. Following that, we have a new member coming aboard on the other side of the state, Cape Girardeau. Due to some licensing issues and other things with their ILS and some action on the part of their board that was quicker than we thought, we are being able to bring Cape Girardeau Public Library into Missouri Evergreen towards September of this year. So welcome Katie Hill and all of her staff to Missouri Evergreen. Following that, Stacey Embry at Morgan County will be entering our catalog as a new member. And I'm also happy to announce that we, in our last board meeting, approved the addition of Nevada Public Library. Jody Polk and her staff will be joining Missouri Evergreen towards the end of the year. We do have other libraries on deck. We do have other libraries that we're in conversation with at various states of readiness to join Missouri Evergreen. So 2024 looks to be probably just as busy as this, but thanks for allowing me to give you a quick rundown of what's happening in this year.
Thank you, Mickey. We also hired Mary Kay Emmerich. She is our migration specialist. I believe she's going to be, her first one's going to be with St. Joseph, correct? She's going to helping you with St. Joseph's, or is she helping?
She's actually working with Stephanie and her crew. So she's joined us immediately for Mississippi County, and she will continue with St. Joseph. Yes.
Great. Well, welcome to Mary Kay. I hope that she finds that Missouri Evergreen is welcoming all throughout the state.
Can I make a request that we
Sure.
could add something to the migration process For those of us who use RFID at our libraries, we need the item barcode configurations to
Oh.
add to our regex. So if we
Oh.
could do that before the library starts sharing, it would make things a lot easier for us.
Thank you for noting that, Diane. I actually have that in my notes, and I will make sure that it becomes part of our regular process of collecting data from new libraries. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Diane. That's very important as well. All right, so we've got a permissions audit. And I know Mickey had attached some documentations along with that, or the basic thing. The goal is to streamline and simplify the Kellogg rules. We're going to be sharing this maybe best practices or the permission audit going forward at our users conference. Mickey, do you want to speak a little bit more about that or no?
I do want people to know what is happening, and I do want to encourage people to wait for the users conference in April. We have a schedule set up with Jennifer Weston at Equinox to present the results of their permissions audit and that project, which is step one in the sort of preferences and settings consolidation that we're trying to get off the ground. That's going to happen to the board later this month. The board will then decide if we're going to do a series of meetings, one or two or more meetings to general membership to talk about what we've discovered in this project. And then there will be a presentation to all staff at the users conference. So stay tuned. Lots of good work being done in that area. And I think it's going to help us all understand the things that we want to do with our catalogs and how the permissions interact with what we want to do and what happens in our catalog. So making good progress there. Stay tuned for our users conference.
Great, thank you, Mickey. All right, well, that users conference, I know you're going to hear a lot about that in the coming weeks. It's going to be at Moornet in Columbia at their offices. It is going to be a hybrid conference. You can attend in person or online. There are a block of hotel rooms reserved at the Drury Inn through the March 29th in order to get the discount rate for the group. Of course, Mickey put the registration for the event in the agenda. Please be sure to go ahead and get registered as we fill in some of the sessions that we have blank at the moment. We will be adding more content. So your users conference, you're probably going to get sick of hearing this because you're going to hear it from this point until we actually meet in April, because we really want our members to attend in person or online and really get the benefit, because there's going to be inventory. I know it's going to be one of the sessions. We're going to have that permissions audit session with Equinox. We have a lot more in store for you. And I know we have the other trainings available, but it's really important that we meet as a group, as a consortium, in person or online, and really get the benefit of those trainings. Anything more that we want to add to that, Mickey?
Please do register. There's a link there in the agenda, and all it is Missouri Evergreen Conf schedule. It's on the Sched platform, and just click that link and you will be able to create an account for yourself. The nice thing about the Sched platform is that you can interact with other registrants before, during, and after the conference. So I hope we can start to build a good community of our users on the platform, and you can start talking with each other right now, as soon as you create your profile and register. And as our attendee group starts to swell, we'll have lots of people talking with each other and different conversations going on prior to the conference that I think will enrich the activity. So please do register if you haven't. Again, if you are a staff member and are someone that would like to attend that, it is open to all staff, but please do check with your director or other supervisor at your library to make sure that you are okay with going to some of the sessions during your regular work time. Really looking forward to it. It's going to be very exciting.
Right. So we do need to register whether we're in person or online. So you need to register however you are intending to attend. All right, moving on to the financial report. Jeff and Kristen with Amigos. Floor is yours.
Okay, right. Thanks, Sue.
Hello.
Kristen had attached, or we attached Kristen's Amigos activity report to the meeting. So we are still continuing to send out overdue member invoices and vendor invoices for December and January. It's not unusual for members to pay their membership dues after the first of the year, because a lot of libraries are on a January 1 to December 31 fiscal cycle. So not unusual. There was 4 billings for members for additional Equinox location expenses. And she included her December and January numbers. So if there's any questions, or Kristen, if you have anything to add, that's all I have.
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted me to go into detail about what the Equinox add-ons were.
Sure, go ahead.
Basically, if any of the members add a new location, like let's say you open up a new branch, or I think even if you have, one of those little like locker systems, Equinox does charge Missouri Evergreen additional fees for setting up that new site. So Missouri Evergreen just passes on those fees to the library. So if you see a random invoice come in that says Equinox add-on, that's for your new location add-on that you had within the last year or so. And then other than that, just another friendly reminder that if you do have a change in staff, whether it's the director or someone in your billing office, and you need your invoices to go to a new billing representative, please let us know, because some of the reasons why we had overdue membership was because we were sending the invoices to someone who no longer worked at the institution. So I know it's a little bit hard to remember, as staff changes go on, but and put the email in here to send any updates to us, so we can make sure that the invoices go to the correct folks. Thanks.
Thank you, Kristen. You've been very diligent in keeping up with all of our billings, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. Moving on, Missouri State Library. Is Robin with us today or no?
Robin is not with us today. She is actually taking the day off for a long weekend and is traveling.
Okay, but we get Janet, which is just as well. Thank you, Janet.
Yes. Oh, you're welcome. I always enjoy coming to your member meetings. I learn a lot. So for grants, we have the digital imaging grant applications due February 15th. Many of you may not be doing that grant, but the ones that are, just wanted to remind you that that's due the 15th. Tech Ladder grant applications are due March 1st. So if you have any questions about the Tech Ladder grant and what can be approved and equipment that you need to purchase and things like that, just contact me. And then the Show Me Steps to Career Development, Sue had mentioned that earlier about applying for that grant for training. And since we haven't talked about that grant a whole lot on these meetings, I just wanted to provide a little bit more information about that. The minimum amount to request is $500. The maximum amount is $2,500. And there is a minimum local match of 25% that is required. The application is due 3 to 9 months prior to the event. And you do not want to register for the event or book travel or anything like that, because if you do that before the grant is awarded, that is considered pre-award and will not be covered by the grant. So, and if you have any questions about those, you can contact Terry Blauvelt to be able to help. And each of those are covered by different consultants. So start with Terry first, or send an email to lsta@sos.mo.gov. And if you have not heard, Dr. Diana Very is retiring again. Her last day with the State Library is February 15th. She is the library administration and management consultant. She's been talking with some of your boards, maybe not, and not just Evergreen members libraries, but also other libraries, working on strategic planning and things like that. So she's got us a good base for the next person that we hire for that position. And that's all I have, except go Chiefs.
All right, thank you, Janet. Yes, just to clarify, if a library wants to send several staff members to the same training, they don't have to do individual grants. They could do one grant application for the STOMI steps. Is that correct?
If they're from the same library, yes.
From the same library. Okay, so I just wanted to clarify that point. So thank you for that. Excuse me. All right, now we're going to go on to Mala. Jane, are you with us today? Looks like maybe she's trying to join us. I'm not hearing her.
I don't think she's in the meeting, but I do have an update for everybody concerning the courier activity. Henry apparently is making some subcontractor changes, and this came up from Sean at St. Genevieve recently. And often the drivers will tell the library staff, oh, well, this is my last day. You're not getting deliveries anymore, and just totally freaks everybody out. I just want to remind you that the drivers are subcontractors. They really don't know what's going on with the contract between Mala and Henry Industries. Quite often they're being phased out and another subcontractor is being brought in. And so when the driver says to you or your staff, you know, well, this is it. This is no more deliveries for you. I'm only picking up or whatever. Just roll with it. Contact Mala if you have any questions. Marcy Chason's there. Jane's always there. Send them an email. Let them know what happened. But don't freak out because the drivers have limited information and they're just telling you what they know. But the situation is that Mala is the contractor for the courier. They are the only ones that make decisions about the routes. And so if you get information from your driver that's a little suspect, you know, you can touch base with Mala, but don't freak out. It's okay. They're just telling you what they know, which is a very, very limited amount of information.
All right, thank you, Mickey. I know that kind of like wreaks havoc in everybody and does cause a little bit of fear, just for the fact that, you know, the drivers do change quite often, and it's nice when you actually have a good relationship with your driver, you know, and it's nice to have that as well, and do understand that as Mickey said, is limited information, but just follow up with it. Follow up with the right people, and that would be Mala or Mickey, or, you know, just with Jane, with Marcy, just, you know, ask the questions. Like I said, there are no dumb questions. They're just questions. So anything else that we need to bring before the general membership board or general membership? Any concerns, complaints, hoorays?
So I have a couple things. I sent out an email to the membership last week. I just wanted to remind everybody that JCL does have a new branch opening, so you'll start seeing that new routing slip and everything for one of our new branches. And the upgrade that is next week, as Sue mentioned, it is after close of business on the 15th. So you come in on the 16th, and that's when we'll be upgraded.
Thank you. Anything else? And I know that some of the northern libraries are closed today because of the snowstorm. So, you know, it was kind of a little bit unexpected, but some of us, so we might be a little lacking in our members today because some of them are closing or opening late. So if there's nothing else to be discussed, I would take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you, Jeff. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Lisa. All in favor, say bye-bye. Thank you all.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Sue. Thank you, everyone.